Seen this massive, almost kamikaze handball through the middle in this early stage. There's been a bit of space there.
Power just got it off Simpson, but Judd again having a big opening term. They ripped it off him. Zeeble did well in low, and then Petrie might...
Finding space and getting an inside 50 without pressure on them.
Interesting, Judd is wandering forward to virtually a key position after that. Harding, Power back to Harding inside the centre square. Not a great kick. Fisted away down there by Jamison. Taken by McMahon. Comes across the ground. McMahon, very good a couple of weeks ago in their intra-club scratch match. And this is a man they need to fire. Swallow down towards right half forward. Well, I'm not sure.
Bowler started really well. He's more playing upfield than deep forward 50 tonight. Maybe just to get a bit of work into him might be also part of the plan.
Hesitation step from Swallow. Then he goes long down towards full forward.
First quarter.
And to give it to Thomas is even better.
Jumped into him first, then went the footy. Hamish.
A 200-game player as long as his body holds up. He's certainly got the ability to be a very good player for a long time. No doubt about that.
Robinson reminds me of Dermot Brereton as it's taken away by Judd. Gets a hand pass across towards Grigg. Carlton lead it by 11. Favola was brilliant early. 2 goals, one of them a 9-pointer. Lower in trouble.
They're going to be outnumbered, so they've got to be really precise.
And Yaron straight from the field. He looked like he'd had a corky or something. He was having real trouble running.
Coming across on the angle, he pressured the kick, and Pratt was the beneficiary.
Called backwards, so I don't think Swallows... Well, if he has heard the call, he's bluffing, but I think Cloak's prepared just to stand his ground. Here's Harding.
In our forward position is now, it's more a moving position anyway, more than a pack marking position. So they're sort of the 6', 6'1" type players, 185 centimetres, I guess, in the modern term, can often be very good value there.
Well, teams are a bit like teeth, aren't they? I mean, you've got the incisors and the grinders, and Wigan's definitely a grinder, but he gets the job done. A real competitor. In front, Jacobs. Goldstein was there as well. Power falling to the ground. Murphy's got busy all of a sudden. Great courage from Lower, who got low. There's Chris Judd over the football. They're over him. You dragged it in, said the umpire. This is not going to be a good result.
Right there, that's it, that's it. Play on.
And Jacobs, 2 giants go at it. They fought a draw, fell at their feet.
Fine.
And they'll do it again. Down Jacobs with the left hand. Judd's over the football, trying to advance it. Another ball up.
Dennis, just thinking, Favola on Gibson. Now, Fev had a big match against Gibson last year, late last year. Bucks, I mean, do you get itchy fingers if you're Dean Laidley?
Yeah, well, not many do, because Gibson's actually played pretty good roles on key forwards. But one thing I've noticed, if you look, if we had a vision, every player, Carlton and North Melbourne player, in the centre corridor, they know that yeah, the most direct route to goal is straight at it, and defensively they want to close that up, force their attackers out wide. Jamison and now Waite, they're really probably working out who is best suited for him for home and away.
Jacobs won it down, charging through Zeeble. He was taken down strongly by Gibbs. Trying to force a way through was Murphy. On his knees, Swallow. Well done for Rito. Heard a voice and went to it. Power swings it wider. This is Wells.
You can play on the big, strong opposition forwards. He's been a little bit of a Achilles heel for Carlton, I think, in recent years. And
McIntosh did well, got it down. Judd has gone forward again, so watch this space. Power, Swallow. Gibbs been impressed by him. Flicks it down. Harvey gives it off. This is Anthony. Thought about going forward, then decides to go back. The kick comes from into the path with his right boot for Jacobs. Over the football, Harding. Going to ground was Swallow. Coming through Anthony. Back towards Swallow. Swallow falling to the ground. Over the head of Harding. Johnson again used his point. Went back to Grigg. Taken by Johnson. Over the top. Now an opportunity for Bentley. Kicks.
Play a role for a certain period of the season. Put pressure on their teammates. He plays a very important role for Carlton.
I reckon late last year and now he's probably, for the first time in his career, in their best
for a year. And that's what you'd like to see. His effort is excellent.
So Jacobs, Swallow, Anthony getting a little bit of it.
The substitutes is on for North Melbourne too. Garlett is in a forward pocket. McIntosh knocks it down. Gibbs going nowhere. There's Judd. Slick act, but Hansen comes up and takes the mark on his chest.
They'll be expecting more from Hansen. Had just the 3 touches in the first half, playing 45 minutes, so the predominant amount of that first half, but they need him to stand up.
Swallow drives it around the outer side. Petrie's the target, fisted away from behind by Watt.
Around the boundary, you're not achieving that.
Stevens started across half back, and Lower was his immediate opponent, and that might have swapped for
Cruz Garlett. Now that is a name as he goes down towards half forward. I was wondering if Carlton's number 8, his parents, thought about Cruz as maybe a Christian.
To Favola, well done Ferrito. So the swap looks like it's been made. Gibson off him and Ferrito on. Back to Simpson.
As he floats around the field very well, he always puts himself in a position that's going to be dangerous to receive the ball.
In front cruiser went to ground.
And by that I mean he doesn't waste any time. He's always looking.
But I'd like to see Carlton, I think, for their own growth, get used to going into a forward half without Favola.
So Power read it pretty well.
Players get so used to going to those forwards. If a player rewards you by getting the ball, then you keep going to them. So Carlton just go to Favola time after time, and I think they need a bit more to be top 2 or 3.
Zeeble did well, got it over the top to Wells, and then gets it back. Couldn't quite break the tackle, but got it brilliantly to Wells. What a goal!
Favola's had 6.
Most of them up around the 50-metre arc. Cruiser falling to the ground. Robinson back in the way through. The youngsters doing very nicely out of the middle. Well, Carlton will cough it up. Campbell to Swallow. All Carlton on the wing. Simpson drops it
so far.
Yep.
He's carried the ball so well tonight. He's been a bit of a tease, Wells, hasn't he? Feel like he's an absolute elite.
Done right. Simpson. Whoops. Here's a chance now then for Stevens. Not much of a chance. Claimed by Swap. Busy again in the third term. Started well. Virtually unsighted in the second term, but got busy again in the third. Harris taken to the ground. And I suppose the thing that's
in motion, but that might be part of their midfield. I don't think is, apart from Wells and Harvey, they're the 2 real runners, flowers, and the rest of the guys in there can be just a little bit
go to him.
dependent on him usually.
They've had 11 goal kickers tonight. I mean, Fev's had a big night, but they've had 10 other guys kick goals.
That's been a very good sign.
They really have looked good. I know it's February and it's pre-season. It's the NAB Cup, and they've won a cup.
Carlton side is showing a bit also, which is always encouraging.
Favola doing some ruck work. Cloak got a little tap. Thompson swings a wild handball. Gee, you can stay in after class. Anyway, it wasn't a good bounce, was it? But able to throw it up.
That incident with Daniel Pratt, I mean, that's the one part of the line and sort of knee first, you're entitled to do that. You know, your back's a very vulnerable area to get that pointed, hard knee contact.
And that's why going back with the flight has always been such a thing.
So what can they resurrect from tonight, the Kangas, in the last 10 minutes or so? Can they string some goals together? That's something they haven't done. Judd should have got a free, perhaps. Thomas, and then Garlett. Good to smother by Cloak. And over the top by Swallow.
I'd be hurt.
Well, and the other thing, Dennis said he's not old enough to drive. Well, he turns 18 next Saturday, the kid, so he is a very, very young convert.
Just another encouraging sign from a young first-round draftee.
If you're tall